الله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن نهج منهجهم إلى يوم الدين أيها المستمعون الكرام السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Today inshallah we shall be discussing about servants. How do we treat servants? How do we treat people that are below us? In Holy Quran, chapter 4, verse 37, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, be benevolent towards those under your control. That is the instruction of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so many times in different organizations, even in corporate environment, you see people denigrating people in lower Keda or doing some sort of work that they feel, assume them to be inferior. And I always say that that is not right, because if you see a security man or you see a cleaner, I want to ask you a question. Is it possible that on a daily basis, you just come to your desk, you do everything you want to do, your desk is dirty, probably you even had some cookies, some candies, or probably you even had on your table, you left it like that, you went home, you've come back in the following morning and you meet such you have done on your table untidy, and then you walk that way. The third day the second day you use it roughly, third day you come back to it, you start packing it up like that. How will you feel? How will people around you feel? How will your customers feel? If you have a cleaner that cleans up that particular dirty, you've used, all those dirty things you've used, it is to tell you how important that cleaner is. If there is a security man that you are denigrating, you are looking down on him to say is not important. Even though cleaners, security, and others like that, tea girls in the places of work or in any place you are working, they are not servants. I'm only saying that I'm trying to paint scenarios and happenings in our society today that people look down on these people. But if, for instance, somebody is a security personnel and he unleashes terror or evil to the people, to the employees who are in the building, and say, okay, gangs, robbers, enter, everybody is inside, how will you feel? It will tell you that for him to do his security work at the entrance of the building and to also do proper surveillance towards anyone who comes in, either the person is a staff or not, to ensure that there is safety of every person in that particular organization, tells you how important the security person is. And as a result of that, you should not look down onto that person. All those individuals that you are looking at, your driver, your cleaner, your security person, they are also heads of family. They are wives of some people, they are children of some people, they are daughters of some people, they are brothers of some people. Then you have to treat them with dignity. That is why the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that feed those under your control as you feed yourself, and clothe them as you clothe yourself. That is the guidance of Islam from the Prophet Muhammad sallam. What you eat should be what you should eat. What you feed them should be what they should be fed with. What you clothe with should be what they should be clothed with. Yes. And Rasulullah sallam also told us that when a servant brings one of you food, having endured it and smoke in preparing it, the master should make the servant sit with him and eat. And if the food should not be sufficient for two, he should bestow at least a couple of mouthful upon the servant. Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the wisdom of the Prophet Muhammad sallam. Your cook prepares food for you. Rasulullah sallam encourages that you sit down the cook to say, okay, you two have a share from this meal. If the food cannot survive for the two of you, give that cook a handful, a mouthful, part of the food to eat. And that is a true essence, the true essence of being kind. And Rasulullah sallam also said that treat your prisoners well. One of the challenges that we have in Nigeria and in so many parts of the world is that prisoners are not well treated. If you have to make findings about how prisoners are being treated, you will, scream that what is this that is happening? Because the prisons are expected to be a source of reformation to those who are there, so that they can be rehabilitated, especially those who are to spend a number or specific number of years or months or period of time that they will come out. The expectation is that by the time they come out, they are reformed already and they do not go back to any form of crime that they have been into. Rasulullah sallallahu also says that he who kills his slave shall suffer the penalty of death, and he who maims his slave shall suffer the penalty of being maimed. If you kill somebody because you don't know his roots, because you have power, Allah SWT says, Rasulullah says that it will be a penalty on you as someone who has killed and who has maimed. And Rasulullah also says that the very last admonition of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was that do not neglect prayer and fear Allah in the matter of those under your control. So if you believe that you have power over some people, over a person, you must remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has power over you as well. That is why it is important that you take care of the servant as well. You don't just do anything anyhow because you are powerful, because you can do it today. What if you cannot do it tomorrow? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes for us to always follow the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallam. Nǹkan tí à ń ṣàlàyé fún wa òun náà ni bá ṣe máa ń tọ́jú àwọn ẹrú, pàtàkì jùlọ àwọn ètò ẹrú kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ sí mọ́ ní àwọn ààyè lórílẹ̀-èdè lónìí mọ́, ṣùgbọ́n àwọn kan wà tó yẹ pé àwọn iṣẹ́ kan wà tán máa ń ṣe tẹ́ pé àwọn èèyàn máa ń wò wọ́n bí wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́ ìdọ̀tí, bí àwọn tí wọ́n ń gbálẹ̀ bóyá lọ́jà ni, bóyá àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣe ètò àtúnṣe tá a mọ̀ sí cleaner níbi iṣẹ́ ni, bóyá àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ààbò bíi security ni, bóyá àwọn tó ń bá yín wakọ̀ ni, àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn ló máa ń fojú tàǹbẹ̀lẹ̀ wo àwọn èèyàn yìí, ló máa ń fojú yẹpẹrẹ wò wọ́n. Ẹ sì mọ̀ wípé àwọn ẹni yìí wọ́n ní ọmọ ńlé, wọ́n ní ìyàwó ńlé, wọ́n lọ́kọ ńlé, ọmọ ọlọ́mọ làwọn náà. A gbọ́dọ̀ máa ṣe dáadáa sí wọn, nítorí wípé iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe yẹn tí wọ́n bá filẹ̀, tí wọ́n bá lo ibi tó ti jókòó tó ti ṣẹ́ lónìí, tó bá lò tó dọ̀tí, tó bá filẹ̀ tó padà wá níjọ́ kejì tó filẹ̀ tó dọ̀tí, ṣé inú rẹ̀ ó dùn bó ṣe bá tó wá pé cleaner yẹn òṣìṣẹ́ rẹ̀? Tó bá ṣe pé tó jẹ́ security tó bá ní pé kí àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ apààyàn tàbí àwọn tí wọ́n máa ń jalè kí wọ́n wá wọlé tí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń ṣiṣẹ́ nulẹ̀, kí wọ́n kó yín lẹ́rù, kí wọ́n ṣe yín léṣe, kán ṣe yín sùtá, ṣé wà nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí? Ó túmọ̀ sí wípé iṣẹ́ cleaner yẹn, iṣẹ́ rẹ̀ ṣe pàtàkì, nítorí pé àìṣiṣẹ́ rẹ̀ àwùjọ iléeṣẹ́ yín máa dọ̀tí. Bákan náà ẹni tó jẹ́ oníṣẹ́ ààbò security tóun náà bá ṣiṣẹ́ rẹ̀, àwọn ìjàmbá máa ṣe iléeṣẹ́, ló fi jẹ́ wípé gbogbo wa lá pàtàkì. Everybody is important. Gbogbo èèyàn pátá ló ṣe pàtàkì, kò sẹ́ni yẹpẹrẹ, ló fi jẹ́ wípé àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́ wọn kì í ṣẹrú, bí kò ṣe wípé iṣẹ́ tí wọn òun náà ń ṣe. Ọlọ́run bá sọ fún wa ní Al-Qur'an wípé ẹ lójú àánú sáwọn tí wọ́n ń bẹ lábẹ́ yín, ó wà ní Quran chapter 4 verse 37. Bákan náà Ànábì Muhammad sallam sọ fún wa wípé fún àwọn tí wọ́n ń bẹ lábẹ́ yín, ohun tẹ́ ń jẹ ni kẹ́ máa fún wọn jẹ, ohun tẹ́ ń wọ̀ láṣọ ni kẹ́ máa fún wọn wọ̀. Ìwọ ń dán, àwọn security rẹ, àwọn driver rẹ wọ́n ń dọ̀tí, ráyé wá bá yẹn. Ànábì Muhammad sallam sọ fún wa wípé ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá mú èyíkéyìí inú ẹrú tàbí àwọn olùbáṣe àwọn tó wà lábẹ́ rẹ̀ tó fún wọn lóúnjẹ, tí ó yẹ pé wọ́n gbé oúnjẹ wá fún, bóyá àwọn tó ń dáná fún, nígbà tí wọ́n wá gbé oúnjẹ wá fún, lẹ́yìn tó ti fojú ooru iṣẹ́ oúnjẹ tó gbé wá fún èyí, Ànábì sallam ní pé kó jókòó kó náà jẹ ń bẹ̀. Ànábì sallam ní pé ká ní pé oúnjẹ yẹn ò lè tó ẹ̀yin méjèèjì, rí dájú pé in tó lè kún ẹnu rẹ̀ ìwọ náà fún ẹni tó bọ́ ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn ń bẹ̀, kó náà ganu sí, kó gbẹ́nu sí in tó dáa nínú tí wọ́n náà ń jẹ. Ànábì sallam tó kọ́ wa lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ wípé fún àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ lẹ́wọ̀n, ẹ máa ṣe dáadáa sí wọn. Ẹ rí pé nínú àwọn ìjàmbá tó wà lórílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà lónìí àti àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè míì nípa ìmọ̀ tọ́jú àwọn ẹlẹ́wọ̀n, òun náà ni pé wọn kì í tọ́jú wọn dáadáa nípa ń tán wọ̀, nípa ń tán jẹ. Èdè tó ṣe wípé ààyè tí wọ́n wà yìí ó yẹ kó jẹ́ wípé nígbà tó yẹ pé wọ́n wà tí wọ́n bá máa jáde, tí ìbá ṣe pé àwọn tán dájọ́ kú fún, tó yẹ pé àwọn tó yẹ pé wọ́n wà ń bẹ̀ fúngbà díẹ̀ ni wọ́n á lè wà ń bẹ̀ lẹ́nu tó ṣe pé wọ́n á ti rí àtúnṣe, wọ́n á lè dẹni tó ti bẹ́tà, tó ti yàtọ̀ ní dáadáa sí ju bí wọ́n ti wà lọ. Ànábì Muhammad sallam sọ fún wa wípé a gbọ́dọ̀ ló jẹ́ gàba, a gbọ́dọ̀ ló jó pé alágbára káwá pa ọmọ òrukàn, káwá pa ẹrú tàbí àwọn tó wà lábẹ́ wa pé kò kú níran, kò sẹ́ni tí ó béèrè rẹ̀, ó wá pa wá lọ jù sódò, ó wá ní wọn rí mọ́, ẹ̀ránṣẹ́ ni wọn rí mọ́ ni, ó wá ń parọ́. Ànábì Muhammad sallam sọ wípé ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá pa ẹrú kan tàbí ẹnikẹ́ni tó ń ṣẹ́ lábẹ́ rẹ̀ Ànábì sàlám ní pé ìjìyà ẹni tó pààyàn ni wọ́n á fún tàbí ẹni tó fìyà jẹ èèyàn tó ṣèjàmbá fún ìjìyà bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni wọ́n á fún tọ̀ náà. Ní ìgbẹ̀yìn Ànábì wa Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n sọ fún wa nínú ọ̀rọ̀ wọn ìgbẹ̀yìn tí wọ́n fi ṣe wá sí ìgbẹ̀yìn fún wa Ànábì sallam sọ fún wa wípé ẹ má gbé àdúrà sílẹ̀, ẹ má gbé ìpayọ̀ Ọlọ́run yìí nífẹ̀ẹ́ Ọlọ́run ẹ má gbé jù sílẹ̀. Látara bẹ́ẹ̀ nínú gbogbo àlámọ̀rí àwọn tí wọ́n ń bẹ lábẹ́ yín, ó túmọ̀ sí pé gbogbo àwọn tó ń bẹ lábẹ́ wa yìí ọ̀ranyàn ni láti ṣe dáadáa sí wọn, ọ̀ranyàn láti bójútó wọn, in tó ń jẹ ni kó máa fún wọn jẹ, má ṣe àìdá sí wọn, má jẹ́ ni tó ṣe wípé yóò máa hùwà ìbàjẹ́. Abẹ́ Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kí ó gba ìjọsìn wa, kó ṣe wá lẹ́ni tí ó lè máa tẹ̀lé t'Ọlọ́run Ọba ní kọ̀rọ̀ àti ní gbangba, tí ó lè máa tẹ̀lé sunnah Ànábì wa Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.